Is the new Hasbro Marvel Legends Void Build-A-Figure a brand new body mold? Is it modified like Wendigo Sasquatch body mold? Is it an accurate comic book representation of the character? How big is the Void Build-A-Figure? How does it scale with 6-inch, 1/12 scale, and 7-inch scale figures? In the comic books, I'm more familiar with how the Void looks in the Dark Avengers series compared to the actual main event, which is the Siege, where this particular design is taken from. Majority of the body of the Void is a translucent reddish black type of plastic. Hasbro has done a great job because the joints that connect each part of the figure is barely noticeable, especially with how they contrast or spread the shade of dark red and black. I believe the inspiration behind the design of this character is a scorpion. The head is a scorpion with 8 legs and it has 4 eyes. The eyes and the mouth are the only painted pieces of this figure. His chest has 6 legs, probably the 6 legs of the scorpion. To make it 8, add the 2 actual legs. In terms of the texture, the sculpt has some kind of slimy feel, but when you touch it, it's not actually slimy. Hasbro did really a good job in terms of how the look and feel of this figure. He has 8 legs which are not articulated. At the end of each is a scorpion stinger which is translucent. It's not actually sharp. Being a kid's toy for ages 4 and up, Hasbro has done a great job of making this figure safe for kids. The only problem I see with this particular design with all those legs attached to his back is to balance him from falling off, because during the review he did fell off a lot of times and his legs would start to split because of the weight of those stingers. Let me know in the comments below, are you happy with the design chosen by Hasbro for the Void? Do you want it to be larger? Just like me, I was expecting his look from the Dark Avengers, but I guess that would be a large deluxe figure. Hasbro continues to improve their design of multi-arm figures. Here we have Spiral, which has 6 arms, and she can articulate really well. There is this upper torso swivel and the arms won't hinder her articulation. Her arms are articulated with double jointed pinless elbows. Same is true for the 6-arm Spider-Man from the 2-pack with Morbius. You can see a different type of articulation where the lower arms are on the lower torso and they can still articulate without any problems. Hasbro did something similar to the Void, where the 4 lower stingers, when you swivel his upper torso, the 4 stingers won't hinder the articulation. The position of the stingers are very strategic that it won't be a problem doing a full 360 right here. The Void can still crunch forward and backwards with those stingers. The neck of the Void has a double dumbbell joint. Here it was left inside the head, but it should be attached to the neck. He comes with a pair of open palm expressive hands. It's like in a claw position that he's gonna scratch somebody. The other alternate pair of hands is a pair of close-faced hands. This brings us to a total of 4 hands for the Void. After showcasing the Void, you would now have an idea whether you want to build him. For that, you would need the legs that came with Squadron Supreme Power Princess. There are markings of left and right. Next, we have the torso that was included with Namorita. So you can easily just peg in the legs, just push it hard there. You can heat up the parts so that it would be easier for you to attach each part. Next up, we have the arms. Included in the J. Lee art inspired Savage Namor. It comes with two pairs of alternate hands, the open palm hands and the closed fist hands right here. It is very simple to attach it to the figure, similar to the head. Just simply position it correctly and plug it in. Make sure the armpits is on the right position, unlike this one wherein it is on the shoulder side, so just twist it there and now you have it on the right position. Next up we have is the head, which came with the vision. This is the smallest Build-A-Figure piece, but it has great details. Best to heat up before you plug in this head. So here we have the void complete almost. So we just need the rest of his tentacles or extra limbs, which has the scorpion stingers. For the stingers of his lower torso, you need New Warrior's Justice for that. And there it marks which part is for the left and right. There would be a interlocking type of design. So one piece would slide into the other just like a puzzle. So just press it on. You can see there is that design like a puzzle. For this lower torso limbs, I have no problems with attaching it tightly to the back. It doesn't fall off easily compared to this other two. For the top, we have these two pieces which came with Crystar. There is an L and R label to guide you where to plug it in. For his upper torso, similar to the lower torso, this is somewhat like a puzzle type wherein you have to interlock the two. You just need to attach the correct part first so that it would interlock with the other one. I hope this step-by-step will help you build the Void. If you are still with me, thank you for checking out this review.
I'm Tigerknight!
Is the Void another Wendigo? His base body is taken from the movie Venom. Measuring the height of the figures, they stand more than 18 centimeters tall or more than 7 inch tall. It is a complete reuse of the arms and the legs, but the torso is modified to look like the Void. Putting them side by side, the white sculpted details of Venom is still present in the Void, but it is not painted on with any details. So the texture is exactly the same. The feet, you can see, I'm not sure whether that's a comic book accurate feet for the Void, but it is exactly the same as the movie Venom. This texture, you can feel it here when you touch it. If you zoom in closer, you can see those sculpted white lines for Venom, but for Void it's not painted on, but it's still there. It's a very clever reuse of Hasbro, reusing this particular Venom piece. There you can see the sculpted lines, it's there. I hope you would be able to see it. So he has pins on his double jointed elbows just like Venom's. A very minor complaint, don't get me wrong, this is a great looking, excellent, well sculpted figure, but the texture of his torso is not the same as the arms and legs. What I mean is the designs. You can see those like circular patterns. It's different from Venom's. So this indeed is a modified torso, but you get the idea. Those sculpted circular things are not present in the arms and legs. Think of it as Rhino or Chod, wherein there are elements of Rhino seen in Chod. Same is true for the Void. most of the design of the Venom can be seen in the Void. This is totally a brand new modified upper torso, very different from Venom. This really reminds me of the Chod and Rhino / Abomination. In terms of accessories, they have the exact same closed fist hands. The only difference, of course, is the translucent reddish plastic which the Void has. I don't mind this, it's really okay, barely noticeable. He comes with a pair of open palm hands. It's exactly the same Venom claw hands. In the comic book art, his hands are rather huge compared to this one that came with the figure, but this is alright. The head sculpt is really good. Both figures have open mouth heads. For the Void, I don't think there is a need for an alternate head like Venom, wherein Venom has this smiling head sculpt. It is unnecessary for Void. So overall, Void comes with a good set of accessories. For a Kitbash, we can switch over the heads because they're supposed to be the same torso, just a little bit modified for Void. You may need to heat it up a bit so you can attach it easily, as I struggled to attach it, but it will attach. So here we have Eddie Brock Venom with a Void body mold. It is really noticeable and it's not a good Kitbash at all. You can use the Venom head sculpt with the tongue out. I do wonder how far Hasbro would take it in terms of reusing this body mold. Will they come up with a Venom wherein you can attach extra limbs for his back? Because we don't have that kind of Venom wherein there are extra limbs. The new Carnage will have extra limbs attached to the back, but not yet Venom. The only problem I have with these accessories is they don't articulate. Comparing him side by side with the Madness Marvel Select Venom 7-inch scale figure, almost the same height. Here we have, for Marvel Select, a few articulated parts, the articulated multiple heads and the articulated arms. So this particular Kitbash does remind me of the Madness Venom. Just the extra arm of the Marvel Select Venom has a single jointed elbow. The extra heads can swivel. They cannot hinge though. Let me know in the comments below. Do you feel that Hasbro should have added articulation for the extra stingers of the Void? Do you hope someday Hasbro Marvel Legends will reuse this particular body mold to create a Madness Venom? Especially they seem to be the same height. Almost the same height. The figure stands 18.5 centimeters or 7.2 inches tall. According to Marvel.com, the Void's height will vary, but usually it's the same size as Sentry at 6 feet tall. For some size comparison, here we have the AI Iron Man and we have the Alex Ross inspired Captain America from the 80 Years of Marvel. Next we have, for a teenage size figure, we have Jubilee, and we have, for a regular size female figure, Tigra. For 6-inch scale short male figure, we have X-Men 97 Wolverine, and for regular size we have the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. Next we have recently reviewed K-SAR from the Sabu Build a Figure Wave and the Capcom Cable. For some super villains, we have Red Skull and Ultron. MCU No Way Home figures, we have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man. From the Deadpool Legacy Collection, we have Deadpool and Hugh Jackman Wolverine. An unlikely couple, we have Daredevil from the Marvel Knights Wave And we have She-Hulk from the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure wave. For some characters from the sea, we have Savage, Namor, and Namorita, both I reviewed recently. For a muscular female body mold, we have Moonstone, and a little bit taller female muscular body mold, Power Princess. For a 6-inch scale versus 7-inch scale character, we have Sabretooth from Marvel Legends and Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Sabretooth. Next, we have from the 80 years anniversary of Marvel, Marvel Legends Hulk, and the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Hulk. For articulation, his head can move from side to side easily. He can look up that far, he can look down that much. His arms can extend that far. He can do a full 360 if you remove his extra limbs. He has a bicep swivel right there, double jointed elbows with pins, not noticeable because of the translucent color and same color. He has a wrist swivel, can hinge forward and back for both hands. I mean the closed fist and open palm hands. He has a torso swivel right there. There might be some hindrance from the extra limbs, but you can do a full 360 on that one if you position them correctly. He can crunch forward that far. He can crunch backward that much. He can do a split. He has a upper thigh swivel right here. Double jointed knees with pins. He can kick that far. His feet can hinge forward and back, and it has an ankle rocker. My final thoughts. Overall, I think this figure is a masterpiece. Hasbro has continued to excel in its use of translucent plastic. The Void will be a very unique looking figure in your collection, which appeals to the older generation and younger generation who likes Venom a lot. With regards to using the Venom body mold, I have no issue with that. It was a clever move. I do hope they added articulation for his extra limbs, and I'm not sure what can be a good solution to prevent him from falling down because of the weight of his extra limbs. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing, ringing the notification bell, and checking out other reviews I have on the channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and find it useful. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.